Hello everyone. In the previous session we have discussed about some questions related to reissue of forfeited shares in the condition of pro rata of allotment. Now in this session we will discuss some more questions related to reissue and forfeiture of shares. So the question is, A holds 100 shares of rupees 10 each, on which he has paid only rupees 2.50 per share as application money. B, who holds 200 shares of rupees 10 each, has paid rupees 2.50 and rupees 2 per share as application and allotment money respectively. C holds 300 shares of rupees 10 each and has paid rupees 2.50 per share on application, rupees 2 per share on allotment and rupees 3 per share on first call. They failed to pay the arrears and the final call. Therefore, the directors forfeited their shares. These shares were subsequently reissued for cash at a discount of 10%. Record necessary journal entries. So, we will prepare the calculation table based on the question. So, according to the question, A, who is holding 100 shares, has only paid application money and he has not paid the allotment money, first call money and final call money. So, the amount which the shareholders have not paid are represented with the star mark. That means the star mark represents the amount not received by the shareholders. So, application money is rupees 2.50, allotment money is rupees 2, first call money is rupees 3 and final call money is rupees 2.50. So, A, who is holding 100 shares, has only paid the amount due on application. Rest of the amount has not been paid by A. So, the amount received on application will be 100 into 2.50, which is 250. Amount not received on allotment will be 100 into 2, that is 200. Amount not received on first call, 100 into 3, 300. And on final call, 100 into 2.50, that is 250. Next is B, who is holding 200 shares, has only paid the amount due on application money and allotment money, which means the amount received from B on application money will be 200 into 2.50, which is 500, and on allotment money 200 into 2, which is 400. And B has not paid the first call money and final call money, and the amount will be 200 into 3, that is 600, and on final call 200 into 2.50, which is 500. At last, C, who is holding 300 shares, has only paid the amount due on application, allotment and first call. He has not paid the amount due on final call. So, the amount received on application will be 300 into 2.50, 750. On allotment, 300 into 2, 600. And on first call, 300 into 3, that is 900. So, the amount is not received by C on final call, and the amount will be 300 into 2.50, that is 750. Now, the total amount received on application money will be 250 plus 500 plus 750, which is equal to 1500. Amount received on allotment money will be 400 plus 600, that is 1000. Amount received on first call will be 900 only, and no amount is received on final call. Next will be the total amount which is actually not received. On application money, every amount is received. On allotment money, only 200 has not been received. On first call money, 300 plus 600, that is 900 has not received. And on final call, 250 plus 500 plus 750, 1500 rupees is not received. So, according to the question, the directors have forfeited the shares of those shareholders who have failed to pay their arrears and the final call. So, the entry for forfeiture of shares will be share capital account debit to share allotment account, to share first call account, to share final call account, to share forfeiture account. So, share capital account is debited with the amount 6000, as the total number of forfeited shares will be 200 plus 100 plus 300, which is 600. So, 600 shares has been forfeited and the called up amount is 2.50 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2.50, which is equal to 10. So number of shares forfeited is 600 and the paid up amount is 10. So the share capital account will be debited with 600 into 10, that is 6,000. Share allotment account, share first call account and share final call account has been credited because the amount on these call has not been received. So on allotment, 200 is not received. On first call, rupees 900 has not been received. And on final call, rupees 1500 has not been received. And share forfeiture account is credited with the amount actually received on application, allotment and first call. So the total amount is 1500 plus 1000 plus 900 is equal to 3400. So now according to the question, the shares which were forfeited by the directors are now reissued for cash at a discount of 10%. Discount of 10% means, see, as we know, the called up amount per share is rupees 10. So 10% of rupees 10 will be rupees 1. That means the share has been reissued at a discount of rupees 1. So the amount on which the share has been reissued is rupees 10 minus 1, that is rupees 9. So entry for reissue of shares will be bank account debit, share forfeiture account debit, as the share has been reissued at discount. That is why share forfeiture account is debited, as it compensates the loss of shares reissued at discount, to capital account. So bank account is debited with the amount 5400, as the actual amount we received on reissue of share is 600 into rupees 9, that is 5400. Share forfeiture account debit, and it is debited with the amount 600 because there is a discount of rupees 1 per share and the number of shares forfeited is 600. So 600 into 1, that is 600. To share capital account, 6,000. Now at last, the balance remaining in the share forfeiture account will be transferred to the capital reserve account. So at the time of forfeiture, the amount which was credited in share forfeiture account was 3,400, out of which 600 was compensated as a loss on reissue of shares at discount. So 3,400 minus 600 is 2,800. So the entry will be share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve account and the amount will be 2,800. So we have completed one more question based on reissue of forfeited shares. In the next session, we'll continue with some more questions. That's all for today. Thank you.